If you can please give Mr. Darrell Hurley another round of applause. I just want to commend the board for taking the necessary steps that they have taken in the past couple of months after finding the findings and making the necessary recommendations from administration and making the findings and actually moving forward with courage and voting to make these particular changes for our students. So thank you again. It hasn't been easy. Yeah, go ahead, please. It hasn't been easy, nor has it been perfect, but we have not been afraid to stare challenge in the face and deal with the issue that hinder us from being what we once were, one of the premier school districts in the nation. While districts around us are now downsizing, merging, and assessing where they are, we are coming through on the other side, leading the way for new, innovative, and cutting-edge ways for educating our students. We have at the helm a man who came to North America by the way of Brazil, South America at the age of 12. Despite language barriers, and racial barriers, was determined to succeed. He overcame many obstacles to get to where he is today, and in his quest to be a great educator and motivator, he was named 2000 of the Year Superintendent of the Year. He has been an educator for more than 20 years, with success and legacy-leaving initiatives birthed in other districts such as Southfield and Inkster. However, ladies and gentlemen, once the reinvention and reform is complete in the Pontiac School District, I assure you the Meridata method will be known. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Dr. Thomas Meridata II.
Thank you so much. Good evening. This evening, I want to, first of all, thank all of you for being with us this evening. And when we talk about the task that is before us, especially educating our children, we had a little bit of pushback earlier. One of the reporters wanted to know why did we have our session here at the Marriott. And after all, you are in deficit. But deficit doesn't mean less than. Deficit doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Deficit does not mean that somehow you shrink back. We wanted our community to know that they are the best. We wanted our students to know that they are the best. We wanted our dignitaries in the community to know that they are the best. And we wanted our organization to know that it is the best. I want you to please pay attention to the screen, and I want you to think about some of these great names that I am going to call out. Tarleton Small, who is our athletic director. He is the first African American to sit on the MHSAA board for athletics in the state of Michigan. Hayes Jones is a Pontiac graduate that in 1964, he received the Olympic gold medal. Robert Cy Green, he's a legendary Pontiac Northern coach. The Russell brothers, Frank Russell, played for the Chicago Bulls. Campy Russell was an NBA All-Star, played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Walker D. Russell played for the Detroit Pistons. Abram Powell was the first black gold medalist in the Special Olympics for Deaf Olympians. Eleanor Mickens was the first black female police officer in Pontiac. Christopher Brown was the first black 50th District Court judge in our county. Charlie Harrison Jr. was the first black state rep from Pontiac and also was once a mayor in the city. Elder Willie George Elam and his incredible wife, they have left a legacy, the Elams in our community. They stand as a pinnacle of what is possible through righteousness and right living, and they are incredible entrepreneurs in the city of Pontiac. When we move on and we look at Wallace Holland, who was the first black full-time mayor, Gloria Hardeman Carlisle was the first black Pontiac school board president, Dr. Odell Nails was the first black superintendent in the city of Pontiac, Jeffrey Hawkins was the first black fire chief, Esmo Woods is a very proud historian of the city of Pontiac, Pamela Chambers, first black woman police lieutenant and captain, Cynthia Thomas Walker, the first black woman 50th District Court judge, Michael Martinez, first Hispanic 50th District Court judge. People, I want you to know that this is what we came from. This is our history. And if we had it, that means that we got it. And if it was once in us, then it's still in us. That is the blood that runs through the vein of this organization. It has produced great people. It has produced incredible people. When we go on to look at the points of pride for this school year, the Pontiac High School powerhouse teams, and before I go on, I just want to thank this incredible jazz band. I want to thank Joshua Hicks, who is a giant among men as a teacher in our district. Thank you so much. Our Pontiac High School robotics team, Wings of Fire, they were the 2009 Oakland County Competitive Robotics Association champions. And for 2010, they were the first robotics competition state finalists this weekend, and we just congratulate them. Also, our Pontiac High School football team, they had a spectacular 7-2 season. Pontiac Middle School girls basketball team were champions this year. Our legal academy that is under the auspice of Ms. Williams, they were scholars and they had the opportunity to work with the state Supreme Court justice, and we just applaud them. To date, we have had 77 students that have been highlighted by the Oakland Press as Pontiac leaders in the making. These are students that we are applauding for making the right choices. These are students that have high GPAs. These are the students that have triumphed over any of the trepidations and vicissitudes in their life, and they have decided that they are going to be successful. And very oftentimes we hear about those students that have not made the right choices, but we ought to be swinging from the chandeliers when we hear about the students that do.